This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
And as the debate on marital rape continues, one member of parliament has opted not to opine on the matter. Bamboo Town Member of Parliament and Speaker of the House of Assembly, Patricia DeVoe, told reporters on Tuesday she will reserve her comments on the issue for one reason and one reason only. On Tuesday, she said she cannot give a balanced response on the matter as she is not.
You know, it's sort of tough for Speaker to really weigh in exceptionally on that. One, because I'm not married. You understand? So I really don't think that I'd have a fair balance because, you know, when you're married and you would have spent years with your husband, I don't know how to balance the word rape in a relationship. So, I mean, I have my personal views that I'd keep to myself, but in terms of being married, I think it would be an unfair gesture for me to answer because I'm not married.
Speaker DeVoe, while not talking specifically about marital rape, did admit that in the case of abuse within a marriage, that is an issue that would get a reaction from her. The Speaker offered her opinion on the issue of rape in general.
Listen, when it comes to the word rape, and we take the word married out of it, listen, the Speaker is totally against that. I believe that a woman is in control of her body, and when she says no, it's no. And so if she's not married and we're just using the word rape, I believe that it's a very criminal act. And coming out of a criminal background, because I worked with the police department for more than 30 years, I've seen a lot, and I understand when we talk about the word rape, especially with children. I believe these guys should be hung, you know, because some of them end up destroying these children's lives. And these women end up growing up and not even able to bear children of their own because of what the acts that would have happened to them. So I'm against rape. Yes, I am.
The topic of marital rape has been heavily debated in recent months. Just last year, the government released the proposed Sexual Offences Amendment Bill for consultation. The bill seeks to criminalize marital rape and redefine the meaning of consent. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Philip Davis, he has gone on record as saying that rape is rape. Qualified public servants all over the country will get long-awaited promotions after Pia Glover-Roll, State Minister for the Public Service, made an announcement last week that the government will be conducting a $4 million promotion exercise across the public service, which has not been done since 2014. On Monday, Fred Mitchell, Minister of Foreign Affairs and the substantive Minister for the Public Service, says the exercise should ease some of the bottleneck in the public service, which he largely blames on both the Ingram and the Minnis administrations. He explains why he blames the FNM and what the Davis administration is doing about it.
A mistake was made by the Free National Movement under the Ingram and Minnis administrations by implementing some years ago a hiring freeze and a freeze on promotions. This has left widespread frustration in the public service, with every MP and minister being deluged again with requests for promotions and raises. The Minister of State, Pia Glover-Roll, said that there were no service-wide promotions for 10 years, that is, promotions across the service for 10 years in the public sector. People have been stuck in a rut and at a bar for their salaries, and expect, of course, that the PLP will solve this within the 1.5 years that we've now been back in office. So she's making a great stab at it. The assessments are being scrapped for the time being, and we're hoping to do special work to resolve the problems.
Promotions are intended to be done every 2 years, but Minister Glover-Roll says because they were frequently halted, there is a gap among mid-level officers, and the promotional exercises will most likely affect clerical and low-level staff. Meanwhile, according to Minister Mitchell, the public service is the nation's largest employer with approximately 20,000 employees. Minister Mitchell shed some light on why he believes public service jobs are so coveted among Bahamian citizens.
Public service is a constitutional creature and, unlike private sector employment, is bound by the Constitution and the regulations thereunder, the laws of contract, the general orders, and the statute law. Its most important benefits, or perhaps most popular benefits, are the non-contributory pension, which is earned by years of service. You get a pension after 30 years, a partial pension, and then you get a fuller pension after 40 years of continuous service. Then there is the ability to access the public health care system for free. Then there is the security of tenure. The result is that even though some argue that the salaries are not as competitive with the private sector, the public service is popular because it is seen to be a place of secure and stable employment with loose supervision and a pension and health care system. So every member of parliament is deluged with the request, "I want one government job."
Mr. Mitchell also suggested that the Public Service Commission is overwhelmed. He says the headquarters from which the Public Service Ministry operates is in poor shape with inadequate equipment and record keeping. In the meantime, he places his full support behind State Minister Glover Roll and the ongoing promotional exercises. The 2023 50th Carifta Track and Field Championships, they are in the history books, and our preparations are underway for the Bahamas to host the Carifta Swim Championships in 2024. Youth Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg revealed to reporters on Tuesday, just before the weekly cabinet meeting, that the Betty Kelly Kenning Swim Complex will undergo a major facelift in order to facilitate the Carifta Swim Championships.
And to ensure that our kids has the best facility for training and improving in their various sporting disciplines, we must upgrade all of our facilities. Last year, I think we had done what we needed to do to Candlelight Stadium. We are about to put some renovations to the Betty Kenning because of course, we are hosting Carifta Swimming in 2024, and we'll continue on with the works at the new TAR. Also, we intend to do some works to the old TAR so that we can have multiple events going on these track facilities. And so any and all facilities in the country that we believe will bring some profit and revenue and will be great investment towards our youths and in the nation on the whole, we intend to ensure that we upgrade all of them.
Just recently, Minister Boleg announced that Grand Bahama will receive an Olympic-sized pool. In giving an update, Minister Boleg says a location for the swimming facility has already been allocated. However, he could not give details as to the price tag attached.
Yeah, we're looking at a PPP. We were in discussion with a few people. And so to say what the allocation, what the budget will be, because if you are the first person to be speaking with, your design and what you want to do may be different from another. And so until we finalize those decisions, we can't put a budget yet on what that pool will be like. We know that we're looking at putting the pool on the GB complex. And so already the land is already given. So if you put a value on that, so it's just a structure that will need to be built.
And finally, many Bahamians are still buzzing after the wonderful performance by the Bahamas Carifta swim and track and field teams over the holiday weekend. This morning, when members returned to the House of Assembly, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Mario Boleg continued to praise both teams while pointing out some of the other positive effects or aspects of the games. We hear more in this next report. When members returned to the House of Assembly on Wednesday morning, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Mario Boleg took time to highlight some of the outstanding athletes on the Bahamas Carifta swim and Carifta track and field teams, like Celeste Gibson and Jemiah Nabi.
Madam Speaker, I want you to remember this young lady's name, Celeste Gibson. She dominated the girls 11 and 12 division, winning 7 gold medals. Celeste Gibson. 7 gold medals in the 100-meter butterfly, 200-meter freestyle, 50-meter butterfly, 400-meter freestyle, 50-meter freestyle, 200-meter individual medaling, IM, and 100-meter freestyle. Celeste was also the FINA high point winner. She deserves a round. I want to highlight athletes like Jemiah Nabi. Who brought
from Nabi, she from Binewood. Don't let that name get you. She from Binewood. She from Binewood, not Nabi.
Jemiah brought home the gold for us in the 100-meter and 200-meter under 17 girls.
Minister Boleg was also proud of a number of firsts that were introduced at these 50th Carifta Track and Field Championships, including the participation of Special Olympics athletes, the first mixed relay, the first female pole vault competition, and the first time all 28 Carifta nations attended the Games. Meanwhile, Minister Boleg was also happy to announce that the Carifta Track and Field Championships in particular provided an economic benefit to the country.
So many were looking at the total medal won which was 46, or the second place finish behind Jamaica, many will overlook how huge the impact was on and off the track. Madam Speaker, we saw a great economic growth this holiday weekend. There was an increase in airlift, hotel accommodations, car, and Airbnb rentals, as well as the domestic shopping. This is also the power of sports. Yes, sports have the power to change the world, but it also unites and improves it.
Minister Oleg also took time to share what he described as preliminary figures related to the hosting of the 50th Carifta Track and Field Championships.
Ticketing sales over the course of the 3 days totaled some $400,062.53. To date, $725,275 cash was received in sponsorship. $30,900 collected from vendors' concession. NACA grant total some $59,700, and we collected some $133,780.78 marked as levy fees. The total revenue generated for the period September 22 to April 11, 23 is some $1,393,480.88. The government investment to date is some $4.4 million. The overall revenue received plus the government subsidy as of April 11, 2023 total some $5,802,094.56.
Minister Oleg says the government has realized the need for ongoing repairs to the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium to keep it at a world-class standard, which is vital to the government's Sports in Paradise brand. He says to date, the government has invested $2.7 million towards stadium upgrades and that they will continue until the stadium reaches a level suitable for world-class. As a note, the Chinese government, who gifted the stadium to the people of the Bahamas in 2012, has also offered to assist with repairs to the national stadium. That will do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jcn Saunders. Thanks so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.